Hi, this is Chris with CodeChris.com. Thank you for watching, and let's talk about writing it down. Just you gotta write it down, okay? Here's the thing. Um, Creative people, creative individuals, people who have tons of ideas, are also normal people. Okay, we have a lot of things going on in our lives, and with that, what ends up happening is you get new ideas, right? But you're also juggling like a ton of tasks, right? And you're also juggling like things at home, and you're also juggling tasks you have to do. You have to get the car registration, you have to get this registration, you have to do this fee, and then pay for this bill and all this stuff, right? Whoa. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You gotta do all that stuff, and you're quickly gonna forget. Okay. And there's a book I read a while back called Getting Things Done, and it's a really cool book talking about organizing your life and work. And this dude did it for Google, yada yada yada. But what's cool, and what I've taken away from it, that at least I've been consistent about, is writing things down, just writing that down. So if it's something along the lines of clean out the garage, just write it down. Oh, that's right. I gotta drop this thing off at so and so's house. Just write it down. If it's a project idea, if it's an app idea, oh, that's a cool idea. Just don't store it in your memory. The reality is your brain, you've got too much going on. It's difficult, and it sounds like a silly reason for me to even talk about this topic or this subject, but the reality is that it definitely helps when you're juggling so many things that are totally unrelated. Okay. I'm juggling between these videos and work, learning new skills, but also waiting for this thing to go on sale. But also, I need to purchase this, but I also need to pay off this, and blah 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 blah. And then I gotta clean that over there. So all of that, you know, they're all separate. They're all small. They all take some amount of memory space in the brain, and you know, when you write it down on paper, scratch it off, it feels great. And more importantly, like it's just kind of there, it's written. At this moment, what I've actually done is I'm just actually putting it in my phone in a task management app. It's just Asana, not a big one or anything. But anyways, the point is that I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right. I gotta send out those photos, and so I'm just boom. It's there, right? It's solidified in space. It has um, a quantifiable physical form that exists somewhere, and it exists amongst all those other things that I'm just like, oh, okay. Whew, you're on your phone all the time anyways, and you just boop, pull it up like, oh, well, I'm here. Might as well, take out this. Might as well do this, right? Swipe, 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 swipe. I, I don't know. It's important, and I'm not just saying like, oh, everybody's different. No, 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 no. I don't care who you are. You need to write it down. There's just too much to do, right? And I'm not even talking about breaking things down into like projects to the point where it's like, oh yeah, well, I need to learn. I don't know. I need to learn Java. Okay, well, here's my different goals for Java. Here's my whatever. No, no, no. Just put the task on there for now. Just Java, right? And at least like, well, I doubt you should need to be reminded to learn. Um, but if that was the case, just write down the big, higher level task, so that when you come across it, oh, okay, I gotta put some time in that. Because you and your brain just really need that trigger to know all the in specific details. What I think commonly happens with a lot of people who try to be organized like this, you get too in depth, right? You get to the point where it managing the tasks, managing the work becomes a thing within itself. It becomes another requirement. And the moment that happens, it starts to take on its own life, and then you start to walk away from that process, and you just end up not not sticking to it, right? So that's the case. Um, Anyways, those are my thoughts. I'm just throwing it out there. That's kind of my little opinion, to make sure you write things down. Um, it will make a difference. I will say this. Give it a few days, right? Not even a whole week. A few days. When something pops into your head, put it in a task management, or put it on a note, but ideally like a task because it's a little more straightforward. Um, just put it down. Just write it down, and that's it. And you carry whatever that thing is with you. And then in 3 days, you will have accumulated a task. But like on day number 4, you look back at that task like, oh, that's right. On Monday, I remembered that I still need to vacuum the couch cushions, because that's something random. I'm just looking around trying to think of something. Um, and you're like, oh yeah, well, I'm here, I'm by the couch. Now's a good time to vacuum the couch cushions, because yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that will really make all the difference. If it's something that you say out loud and it's important to you, needs to get done, write it down. Otherwise, if it's not physically written, it doesn't exist. It's not real, and it will be lost. But it's also really, really important, I've said, for creative people, because you have a lot of ideas, right? You're always like, oh, that'll be a good idea for an app. Oh, boom, you know what I need to make? Oh, boom, you know what I need to learn? I need to mess with this. Um, Writing that stuff down, even at the high abstract level. I have a ton of like ideas I've written that I haven't messed with, but I'm like, oh yeah, I did think about that. That was interesting. And maybe you can sort of brainstorm off of those previous ideas, off of those previous things. Um, you know, don't let a good idea disappear simply because you forgot to write it down. And um, I did, for example, a video resume. That was something that I had thought about way a while back, and I never got around to doing it. And I had written it down at some point, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Well, now's a good time, right? So that kind of stuff really makes a difference. I don't know if his video resume was actually the one, but there's definitely like videos, for example. I think of an idea. Okay, cool. I'll write that down just so I don't forget it, right? That's been helpful for these, so that I'm trying to record a bunch of them and just schedule them out so that when they get shot out, they get shot out, and but I'm remembering the actual video question or whatever the case was. Anyways, that's my opinion. I'd like to know your thoughts. I do this thing, I realize, where I'm getting to what I think is the end, and I go ahead and say, all right, well, thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, blah, 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 blah. But then I continue on with it anyways, which is kind of nice. I'm very much the person who likes to stay after the credits to see if there's post information. So yeah. Although I think I have music that cues me out, usually, depending on how I'm editing the video or whatever. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Liking, subscribing, all that stuff. Any comments, feedback? I'd like to know, what is your process? Do you have a process? Are you going to give this a shot, not give it a shot? It's up to you, but once again, totally recommend it. Alright, have a good day. Good night. Or good day. Good morning. Bye.